Okay, let's talk real quick about team mental models. A mental model basically is just our understanding of the strategy that will work. So you have mental models for a lot of things that you do. You have mental models probably for studying for exams. You have mental models for how to get money out of your parents. You just have these mental sort of plans as far as here's what I need to do in order to reach the outcome I'm setting out to reach. In teams, we also have this. We have ways that in our mind as a team, we should approach projects, approach work problems. Now, the work that has been done on team mental models, it's not that just team members have this strategy in mind. There's two critically important keys in order for teams to be high performing. Number one, that model has to be accurate, and number two, it has to be shared. By accurate, what we mean is that it's actually a winning strategy. Sometimes people develop mental models and they actually are just not the right strategy. They're the inappropriate strategy. I use the example sometimes about students with studying. Sometimes students will not do well on an exam. They'll come and see me, and the first question I'll ask is, how much did you study? And some of them will say, I studied a lot. I studied for like an hour. Okay, well, I know the problem right now. You're using the wrong mental model. Teams do the same thing, is sometimes they just use the wrong strategy. But it's not just important that we have an accurate strategy. The second part is that it's shared among all the team members. The idea being that I may have an accurate model as far as how we succeed in this situation, but if the other people that I'm working with, that I'm operating in this arena with, if they don't know that strategy, then it does us no good just the fact that one team member knows it. So the idea with the team mental model stuff is that if team mental models are accurate and they are shared, teams will perform better. So the question then becomes, how do we make accurate and shared team mental models? People have looked at this, and as far as I can tell, there's 4 steps that can help teams develop better, more accurate and shared mental models. The first step is before the team actually does anything, they're primed that one of their goals as they start working together is to learn the accurate mental model to succeed. The seed is just kind of planted that you need to be thinking about this mental model stuff. The second aspect is what we call an event review, and this is where after the team has done some sort of performance, all the team members are going to sit down, they're going to talk about what went right. Here's what I think we did well as a team. Okay, now it's your turn. You tell us what you think we did well as a team. And by the way, what you say can't be the same thing I said. Number 3, an error identification. In the event review, we're going to talk about the positives. Error identification, talk about what there are areas for improvement. One way to think about this is what went wrong. I think putting a more positive spin of what would we do differently in the future. And again, I'm going to say what I think, you're going to say what you think, and you can't say what I said, and we're going to go around and make sure everyone gets their input put in. Everyone's input is listened to. And then the final step is develop a new mental model based on the discussions that we just have. If teams are not used to this or team members are not used to this, as a leader, we have to kind of pull out the information. It's very stiff, very stilted. It's not very comfortable sometimes. But if teams do this enough, it becomes part of the culture to where they don't have to have these formal meetings. It's just part of what we do. When we're done doing something, when we get done with a project, I'm just going to stop by your office and have these informal conversations. We repeat this process over and over and over and over. To the point where, like I said, high-performing teams, it's not a formal meeting that they're having. It's just part of the culture that here are the informal discussions that we have. Here's what they're about. All right. Next video.